welcome to Tarmac. I'm Dave.
I'm Matthew, and today we've got not just two SUVs but two PHEVs behind us. This one behind me is the new MG HS PHEV.
And this one behind me is the new Ford Escape PHEV. They're both sitting around the late $50,000 mark, so close to 60, and they're both offering very similar in range. So let's see how they get on. The Ford Motor Company has announced that they've invested $30 billion into their electrification program. So don't believe, really believe that this company, although it's it's come from a heritage of V8s and all that sort of stuff, are really embracing the electrical movement that's out there. This is the Escape. This is basically it. What I like about it, it looks like an Escape. It looks like a Ford Escape. It's a nice compact SUV that's ready to go. But behind it all is a plug-in PHEV that really gives it an extra bit of oomph to it. A few things that I really love about this vehicle is the fact that it's got so much range. I mean, with the electric battery and also the big fuel tank, it's got 743 Ks. I mean, that's, anxiety out the, undo the window and throw it out. It's awesome. The rest of it is very, very, well, it's just an Escape. The plug-in is in here. It can only be done at home through a sort of trickle charge, which does take about 6 hours, which is annoying. But the Ford are claiming it comes up to about 53 kilometers. We've had it on 63, but it drops quite quickly. The rest of it, look at it, just a Ford Escape.
So this quite similarly sized SUV is the MG's big offering in the range. It's the HS PHEV. And something that I quite like about it is all the garnish that MG has added onto it. I mean, look at the chrome at the front and the LED lights, these shiny diamond cut wheels. It's the same story on the inside as well, with chrome finishes and leather touches and everything. It makes the car feel really premium. One of the interesting things with this HS PHEV is where you charge it from. So at the back here, you can see this port here on the right side is for charging it, and then the fuel filler cap is on the left side. That's nice because both of the things are at the back, so you don't need to worry about going around the car constantly. But it does get a little bit confusing when you're at the petrol station or trying to charge it and you open up one and it's not what you expect it to be. And that's the story with both of these cars, really. We've been pleasantly surprised by their electrical power. So let's show it to you and take it for a drive.
To be purely transparent, this is the X or the ST line, so the top of the line, which is basically $6,000 more than the normal one, which is about $6,000 more than the MG. So there is a bit of a price disparity, but they're within QE when they're at the base models. This one has more fruit as far as the sunroof goes. It parks itself, so if you've got the money, I would go for this one. It's got more toys, and we all love more toys, right? Behind it all, this has got the 14.4 kilowatt hour battery, which, as I said before, gives you roughly 53, well, it depends on who you talk to or which piece of information you go through, but around about 53 Ks of EV only drive, and also takes about 6 hours to plug in and trickle charge at home. But from a New Zealander's point of view, that should be enough to take your commute there and there back. So there you go.
My commute is about 15 Ks each way, so a 30 kilometer round trip, and this would be absolutely perfect for that. I could drive in EV mode every day. Yeah,
and then behind it all on this one is a 2.5 litre turbocharged engine that really does, if you want to put your foot down, nice heaps of grunt behind it. It doesn't lack anything in terms of range, it doesn't lack anything in terms of power, so you really are quite comfortable in this when it goes. Big fuel tank, actually big boot space as well, so I think it's got, it's almost 100 litres more than the MG, and also it weighs, well, about 100 kgs more. So that extra the extra litre in power is well in place here.
So how does it feel?
Actually, it feels like a Ford. The driving is really nice. The e-pass steering always seems to put you back in the front thing. It's sort of almost, it's a funny steering. But it does keep you straight, which is what you'd expect in a steering wheel, right? Visibility is awesome. I can see all the way around. Feels like a Ford, actually.
So with that in mind, the big question here is, do you have range anxiety?
Absolutely not. With 748 Ks, you're not going to get that at all. Nice big fuel tank for when you want to do that. Also, the good thing about this you can adjust the mode settings, and you can actually use the fuel to top up your battery. So you can actually charge your battery through the fuel. Sort of defeats the purpose, I guess, but there you go. Also, combined wise, 1.7 litres per 100 kilometers when you're using both the electric and the battery. Technologically wise, it's really nice. It's like I said, this one does come with all the fruits. So particularly Silvana, my partner, she loves the fact that you can it parks itself. So not that it's a massive vehicle, but there you go. It's got everything else you can need. Blind spot, adaptive cruise control. It really does have everything. Personally, I don't like this sort of add-on screen up the top, but certainly the instrument cluster is amazing and comes all these different modes, and also all your technical data of how your driving is and all that sort of how your eco is really right there.
MG HS PHEV, well, this is MG's big SUV in their family. It certainly feels like it in terms of the space, and for around the high 50k mark you actually do get a lot of stuff. So it's got all the safety technology that you want, radar cruise control and blind spot assist and all that stuff. It's got a big panoramic sunroof up here, nice leather interior, and generally the build quality is pretty decent, and there's a lot of soft plastics around, so it does feel premium on the inside at least. When fully charged up, it has a range of 63 Ks, and it's been managing alright actually. I've done so far 28 kilometers on this trip, and I have 34 left, so it is pretty accurate in terms of its gauging and whatever, if you like. When you're not in fully electric mode as I am now, it's got a 1.5 liter turbo petrol engine to back it up, so because of the added weight of the car, that turbo petrol can feel a little bit strained especially when you're accelerating, but for cruising and things like that, it does help to maintain a really good fuel economy figure. So I think in a perfect world sort of scenario, you get something like 1.5 liters per 100 Ks from this, which is really incredible.
Yeah, I think it's slightly less efficient than the Ford, but the range is bigger. It's I don't know. It's a strange thing. I think the CCs are obviously bigger in the Ford, so this does all right for the 1.5. So what do you think of the tech?
I think it's got MG's infotainment screen, which we're familiar with from the ZS models, but it still does feel a little bit outdated. It feels slow to use, and it's not at the kind of level where other manufacturers are at the moment. In saying that, it is really simply laid out and easy to use. The colors help with, I guess, your automatic memory, so you know which menu to select, and it's nicely integrated into the dashboard as well, so there's no kind of disruption in the design flow, if you like.
Yeah, there's a cool bit when you get to the traffic lights as well. When you use the indicators, it shows the blind spot, the odd thing about the blind spot, it's really in a very odd place. It's by the speaker on the door panel. It's not where you'd expect it to be. It's sort of, anyway, but the video comes up. Trouble with it does sort of go black when it's deciding to change modes from thing, so it is slightly slow, slightly sluggish.
Similarly with the kind of speed warning, if you like, when it senses that there's a new speed limit happening or changing, it'll go blank as it's kind of changing the speed limit on the system, if you like. So there is a delay in sort of all of the tech around here, but I guess, for the kind of price, it is a good offering altogether.
Comfort wise,
it's pretty nice. You get, the leather interior, soft plastics generally everywhere, nice red stitching for some sporty MG heritage, if you like. And general build quality is pretty decent, though on the rougher roads you do find that there's quite a bit of tire noise that comes through, and it can feel a little bit unrefined on the rougher stuff, but generally on most roads it'll be absolutely fine.
Handling and stuff like that, what do you think about that? The steering, the handling?
Handling wise, it hasn't quite got that MG sporting pedigree, if you like. I was trying to dodge some birds and things earlier, and it didn't really give me as much confidence as I would have liked, but I think that's also down to the way the batteries and the engine are balanced in this car, where you get a lot of weight over the front axle compared to the rear, so there's that bit of a bias that's happening, and definitely affects the handling when you are pushing it. Again, for most people who are not doing that, you'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah, overall, it's good. It's more than adequate. There's video cameras. There's plenty of safety aspects to it. You're getting a lot for your money.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a part of MG's slogan, is that value statement, and you certainly feel it in here. The amount of things that they've put in, not just technology-wise, safety-wise, the luxury items as well. They've got heaps of boxes ticked, and that's what matters to a lot of people in terms of that spec sheet list, and they've got it all covered here, really.
So there you go, an hour's driving, 53.9 total kilometers in 0 and 0. I'm out of battery, but it still got me home. 56 k's, 1 hour and 7% left. So there you have it, the tale of two PHEVs, both with similar ranges and both with similar sizes. I really like my Ford. It's got plenty of, well, certainly when you add in the petrol stuff, plenty of range, boot space. It, just like me, it's 100 k's heavier than its counterpart here, and I don't know, there's something about it's very well put together and just fun to drive.
On the other hand, I think I'd have to have the MG. Not only is it lighter, but it is actually accurate in terms of the range it says it'll do. And the fact is that the features you get in this, the list is just incredible. And you save a bit of money, which you can then put into a wall charger to speed up your charging.
A good point, but I think I'm right. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Ha ha ha!